live in person, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, live chat with Natasha and Alegre. We do this every Thursday. We're so glad you're here to join us. And if you're not watching this live, welcome as well. You can always catch this too as an audio podcast. We always put this up on our audio podcast anywhere podcasts are available. BYW Dreams is our name. Well, Beyond Your Wildest Dreams, or BYWD, but our podcast is called Harness the Power of Planning, which is the same name as our 2-day course. Yay!
Yes,
like
it's our flagship event.
yes.
It's the
In
thing
fact,
that started it all.
the thing that started it all, and we're in the middle of one right now. We do one once a year, and it's a 2-day course. It's taught currently on 2 Saturdays, 2 consecutive Saturdays. So we did one last Saturday, and we have one coming up this Saturday, day 2. And it's a 2-day course that gets you ready to design and live a life beyond your wildest dreams. That's our whole point. That's our whole mission. Our whole mission is to help you prioritize yourself, save time, and achieve your goals. And that's what we're all about. And that's what Harness the Power of Planning does for you as a life design course. And yay, we're on both and all of the streaming services. So you can catch us right now live on YouTube and our Facebook group or Facebook page rather, and right here on Instagram as well. So welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, and if a life design course sounds like something that you want to do, just go to our website, bywdreams.com. We'll pop it in the comments and join our mailing list, and then you'll be notified when we have the next one. Sometimes we have one at the end of the year to kind of prepare you for the year that's coming. But really, it just depends on when people want to do it. And so we find that January is a popular time because it's a great way to launch into the new year. And when we say life design, maybe you're not sure what that means exactly. Life design is basically there's this statistic out there that Americans spend more time planning for a vacation than planning their life. And we get it because vacations are, well, fun, easy, and contained, right? There's a beginning and an end. Whereas life is this so many possibilities.
So open-ended, it's like exhausting.
And when you're on
But then
vacation, like you get to disassociate from daily life, right? But when you're in life, you have all these things pulling at your attention. So
right.
that's what we
Right.
help
And when
you.
it's so open-ended, when it's so open-ended, it's what do you choose, right? If life is full of possibilities, which ones do you choose, right?
Yeah.
And that's part of what we help you do. Day 1 is helping you kind of suss out what's more important than other things. What are your priorities? And then day 2, which we're going to be getting into this Saturday with our students, is the execute day, where you've got all these great plans now, you've got all these great ways to go. How are you going to get there? And we'll help you with that.
And also, if you're a mom or a caregiver, maybe you're like, that sounds great, but I just don't even know how I would focus on anything except for the day-to-day. That's where we, really help you, set up boundaries, become clear on what's important to you, and prioritize yourself.
We can relate to that.
Right.
We can really relate. And that's why we've taken all the different things that we've learned throughout our many decades of life/experience.
Almost century.
And oh my gosh.
Zip it. Yeah. This year we will have a century of experience between us.
Between us, yep. 100%. And so
Natasha's 20, I'm a very youthful 80.
Right. Right, exactly. Dear God, please don't make me 20 again. I don't need to be 20. I'm super happy where I'm at. So we've taken all these different areas that we've delved into, through happenstance and through intentionality, and put them all together and put it through the lens of being a mom, a caregiver. And so if you're somebody who has, as we like to say, somebody who has other people have claims on your time in some way, shape, or form, because of life and responsibilities and so forth, and you feel like you're just treading water, we're here to help you with that.
Yes.
So it's not just like about productivity and that kind of thing. It's really about designing your life so that it's one that you really love.
And so we always pick a topic each week. Besides chit-chatting about whatever's going on in regular life, we do have a topic this week, which is holiday post-mortem. And, you might be saying to yourself, but the holidays were a month ago. Why do I need to think about them? Well, we believe, well, first of all, we wrote a book called Rock Your Holidays, which is all about using planning to have a holiday season that is not just fun, but also less stressful. Because when you're the person responsible for making the magic, it's like there's no magic left for you. And so that's what our book is really all about. And we talk about the value of doing a post-mortem in our book, because when it's fresh in your mind, that's when you want to go back and say, hey, this worked, this didn't work. Oh my gosh, I ran out of eggnog. Need to have more eggnog next year. Whatever it is, all those little plans just help make it easier. And when you write it down, it's not enough to think about it. Like, we want you to write it down. We want this book to be like your holiday planning Bible, where you go back to it and you're like, oh, wait, I remember I did this thing last year and that worked really well. And I want to do it that way again. So that's how we like to think of it. So
exactly. So you see me shuffling through papers here because I have I'm getting my papers out for my post-mortem, because I have my to-do list / shopping list stuff, because we have a holiday party that we do every year. And I want to go back to, and I've already made some notes on here. I want to go back to figuring out or going ahead, realizing what worked and what didn't work, and reorganizing the list to, because right now I have like a to get and to make size column, and then like to do before. And if you've been with us before, I have this holiday party because I've gone through tendencies tests, Gretchen Rubin's tendencies, and it turns out I'm an obliger, which shocks no one. and so that means I'm very outwardly motivated by others. And so we have this holiday party so that I will decorate the house for the holidays, or our family's motivated to do that. And we have it early in the season. We usually have it the weekend, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, generally, not always. And so that this way our house is pretty much decorated for the entire month of December, right? Which is not unusual. A lot of people like to do that. But if I didn't have this party, I don't know if I'd really get it done. So that's number one. Number two, I'm taking a look at this, and because it's still fresh in my mind and I made some notes, I can really see what there is to update on this, right? And I'm going to reorganize my list so that it actually has like a to-do column for my husband, a to-do column for my kids, a to-do column for me. And then also, I'm rearranging the shopping list for where I get these items, right? So I had like just a general shopping list, but now I realize, like, seriously, I know I get certain things at Costco. I know I get certain things at Trader Joe's.
Right.
I know I get certain things at Ralph's, our local. They're all items that, I love Trader Joe's, but there's certain stuff you can't get at Trader Joe's, right? And then there's some things I need to buy in bulk, so I know it's at Costco. So I'm reorganizing the list so that it's like that too, so that next year, and this is all on my computer, right? So next year, I just print it up before the party, and take it from there. So if there's anything that you do, and then the holidays is a really good time to recognize the things that you do regularly, that you do annually, and the things that, so I know I have this party every year. It's like, why reinvent the wheel?
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some changes?
Why make up a new menu?
So I love that you're dividing up your shopping list by place. That's going to make it so much easier, and by person.
Yes.
That's going to, now I have a question.
To-do list by person.
I have a question about this person and place thing. So for instance, for your husband, is he going to have to go to multiple places, or is he going to be responsible for one place?
No. This is for him, I'm splitting up the to-do list by people.
Oh, gotcha.
The to-do, like that at home. So like he's gonna, so I have him like rake and sweep the like
okay.
To make sure and do sweep the.
So you're doing all the shopping.
In his column. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit of a control freak, and I don't know.
It's good you know that about yourself.
I do know this about myself, and he would do fine. Okay, he'd do fine. But sometimes he was like, I couldn't find the whatever, the butter. I'm like, the store has butter, honey. They have butter. Just looking, you know what I mean? So he would do fine. But when it comes to the shopping, I'm either going to do, especially the Ralph's order is really easy for me to do online. I just go pick it up, right?
Right.
That kind of, like, so that's I'm kind of delegating his shopping to Ralph's, and then he can
pick it up. Hey,
he could totally pick it up. In fact,
you could put that down.
most of our grocery shopping is like that.
Oh,
I
you
order
order.
it from a Ralph's on his way home from work, and he picks it up on the way home. So that,
Perfect.
I just got to tell you that the quarantining has made me super lazy when it comes to shopping. Like I am not like if I don't have to step foot in a store, I like that. I pretty much don't want to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people, right? A lot of use Instacart and other
Yeah,
services
me
because
too, me too. And although I stopped using Instacart, if you're
hmm
listening, I stopped using Instacart because they made it really difficult to dispute anytime you got something that was rotten or the wrong thing or the or you were charged for it but you didn't get it. They
hmm
changed
yeah.
that system. And I was like,
Oh,
okay, Instacart,
really?
I'm not using you anymore. So now I go
Yeah.
directly through Sprouts and Ralph's.
Yeah, totally. I honestly never used Instacart because I didn't get stuff delivered, but I usually just use the pickup. A, because it's
Yeah.
free and because it's really convenient for my husband to just stop on his way home. And then they always say like, "Here's your list. Do you want to check your bags?"
Yeah,
Like right
no,
there in
Ralph's
this.
is
And
really nice.
yeah, I'm a fan
High
of Ralph's.
five to
That's
the
gonna
Ralph's pickup. I like the Ralph's pickup as well. So the
yeah,
people are
it's
really
really they're
nice.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also if they have a Starbucks in the Ralph's or a coffee in the Ralph's, you can request.
Oh,
If you Target does that now too. If they have one and you can, in part of your order, you can
I'm
request
surprised you
a
let
coffee and
your
they'll bring it
husband.
and they'll bring it out.
I'm surprised you let your husband pick up groceries when you know this that you can get a
Well,
Starbucks out of it.
I mean, if I, yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth staying home. It's definitely worth like letting him, he's already on his way home from
Right.
work. You know what I mean? So at that point, I'm not getting a coffee, but I'm just saying, sometimes you got to do a Target run and, I just put a little latte in my order. It's just, they make it a little too easy. They make it a little too easy.
So I have a planning
But like,
question
so yeah.
about your grocery stores. Do you have like you go to this one first and then this one second and then this one for your specialty? Like, do you do an order
In you mean in just in regular life or specifically for the for
specifically
the,
for
the
this
holiday
party?
party? Yeah, so I don't necessarily have an order per se because I know I've done this party so many times now. I know what's available where. And so it's rarely like a situation where it's like, oh, if I can't get it here, I'll get it there. So like especially like, if we're gonna buy like a bulk thing of beer and a bulk thing of sparkling water and blah blah blah, that's all gonna be Costco. One thing I will say that has helped me determine like so this year we just had a lot of leftover paper products and they're all holiday themed, right? So
Hmm.
there's no I just boxed those things back up, put them in baggies and stuff and just packed them away with my Christmas stuff because we don't generally use paper plates on a regular basis in our family, and maybe we would if we did I would use them up, I suppose. But so I have like probably enough of those disposable products that I would use for the party for next year, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting that on my
Oh,
list
to
so that I
remind
don't
you.
accidentally, yes, I don't accidentally go, hey, I need like,
Smart.
um, cups or whatever, that kind
Right.
of thing. So that goes on the list
Smart.
that I have. In fact, I took a picture of it too. So I put it in my, so I'm going to add that into the document too, just to show so I can see what I have because I don't know about the rest of you, but I get really smart for myself and I like purchase something ahead of time because I'm like, oh, let me get this now because I'm here now. And then I put it somewhere. And then when I need it, whether it's a birthday gift
Right.
or something like that, or a card or something, that you're like, this is the perfect card for so and so, but it's 6 months before their birthday, right? And then when it comes time to use it,
Yeah.
don't know where I put it, right? So that kind of thing. So I'm in the habit of taking pictures of either where I put those things, or in this case, just a picture of all the paper products that I already have. So that like, and I'm just going to throw that in with this document
Yeah.
so that I can just say, oh, look, I have all of this.
Smart.
Maybe I only actually need one small package of, dessert plates or
Smart.
something. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's more like I've been dumb for so long that I finally was like, oh, I've screwed myself over for so many times that
No, but you're learning
finally
from it. I mean, I have kind of a
learned
similar thing.
it.
I have kind of a similar thing with camping, which if you go to our website, in fact, let me put
Mm-hmm.
that in there because I haven't put it in yet. It's BYW Dreams for those of you who are watching on Facebook or YouTube. And um, if you go to our website and look at our blog, we don't have a lot of blog posts because we really wanted them to just be like, oh, these are some important things that we don't always talk about, but people might want from us, such as how to pack for a camping trip. Because Natasha and I are both avid campers.
Mm-hmm.
And my family has a camper van now, although we used to be tent campers. We had a tiny tent, and then we got a big tent, and then we got a camper van, and we also camp with our dog. So all of those things mean that I've had different camping lists over the years. And because, like, I know some people who camp and they have totally separate. By the way, I just want to ask really quick audio. Do you hear some background noise?
For you? No, I don't hear
Okay,
any
I
background
almost
noise.
hear something like kind of like with old school
You hear an echo?
walkie-talkies. No, old school, like there's like another
I
channel is
wonder.
breaking in. It's weird.
Hmm.
So anyway, hopefully no one else can hear that and it's just me. I'm like, I can hear like people like sort of talking. I'm like, what's that sound? Okay,
I wonder if it's.
so I
Hmm.
know some people who camp and they have camping bins and they have a whole set of cookware for camping and a whole set of, flatware for cooking and everything for cooking. However, I didn't want to go that route just because I was like, I don't want to have duplicates of things. And so I used my cookware from my kitchen, yada yada yada. And so because I was using things that we had in the house on my camping list, next to it in parentheses, I would have where it was stored. So grab cookware, kitchen, right? I had the tent with our earthquake preparedness kit. So grab tent, earthquake preparedness kit. And so, we have these games like bocce ball, and those were stored in the front closet. So I'd have front closet. So it's a little bit different now that we have a camper van, but it was so valuable having the location of where those things were
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have to say like, oh my gosh, where's that thing every single time we went camping, which, is
Right.
like 4 to 6 times a year. So
Dude, seriously. Yeah, we now are bin people, right? We now have enough storage where I've got a camping bin and blah blah blah. But there are a few items, of course, that I'm like I don't have duplicates of, like because I do have like a camping pan and spatula and stuff. But um, that's really smart is to put where those things are located. I have now rearranged my camping list to reflect what's in the bins as opposed to so like kind of what I'm doing now with this,
right.
where it's like where I'm making the columns location specific,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I used to just have like, oh, here are all the things we need for camping, right? And what I would forget is that like, oh, like I don't need to get these things. These things are already in the bin, right?
Right.
So just going ahead and putting in, I have two bins, like just putting the blue bin, the black bin. These are the items that are in there, just so that I know that they're
Yes.
in there, right? And just don't have to like again reinvent the wheel, like go and buying another roll of aluminum foil when I already have a thing of aluminum
You already
foil
have
in the bin.
miles
Yeah,
of aluminum foil.
right. Miles and miles of aluminum foil. Yeah. Same thing with we all know about duct tape when camping. Important.
So, is there anything that you would have done more or less of during the holidays this year?
Oh, overall,
Overall.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. You know, let me think about this for a second. How about you? I'm going to think about what I would have done more or less of.
Well,
Hmm.
I don't know that it was more or less because there were a couple things that didn't happen because of illness. So, so
Mm-hmm.
that so that happened. And then another thing, I would say there were some new things that I was a little uncertain about, but I actually really loved. So I
Okay.
thought it was going to be a one-off, and instead I want to do it now every year, which is that
Oh.
in the city of Los Angeles, there is a Christmas Eve concert that is
Oh.
completely free to the public. It's really fascinating because it's at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, which is this really beautiful theater downtown. And apparently the reason it exists is because when they were lobbying to create this theater, one of the city council people said, okay, I will throw my weight behind this theater as long as it is free one day a year. And so that day is Christmas Eve. And
Aw.
so they have apparently the concert used to be 24 hours. Oh, I can't
What?
imagine.
Are you serious?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
so I want to say it's like a 4 hour long event now. And it was really, really fun. We went to it because my child actually was part of it. And we had so much fun doing it. It was an interesting thing to do. So I would absolutely do that again because, it required some rearranging because my family usually does Christmas Eve dinner. But I've since learned that it ends early enough that you can still do, oh, here I have the program because
Oh, fun.
if you followed us before, you know that I slip tickets and programs and cards into my planner to remind myself. So it was from 3 p.m. So it's only 3 hours. So you can still do dinner after, which I didn't know that was possible. So I would definitely do that again. And then another thing that I thought was cute, and this was actually my child's idea, was we had a list of the Christmas movies we wanted to watch this year. And
Yes.
and we checked them off as we
Mhm.
went. And it's really cute because my child wrote it and it's taped into my planner, so I can't take it out. But it's cute just to have like her handwriting and the little
So cute.
check marks there.
Isn't it adorable how excited and attached they are to certain things? Where I thought like, oh, this is like when they were like little babies, they watch this little holiday special and they want to watch it again. It's the cutest thing. They're 10 and 13 and they still are like, yes, I want to watch the Mickey Christmas Carol and the Muppets Christmas Carol and stuff. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
really cute that they're still into those things. It's super fun. Yeah, we added something. We have a holiday movie night with another family of ours that we that's something new that we did this year that I definitely want to make sure we do because we just kept it really low maintenance. Ordered pizza and watched a movie as two families together, and it was super fun. It was really really nice. And one thing that I have to say that I did for the first time this year is that I gave myself grace to not get my holiday cards out before the 25th of December
Mm-hmm.
and pivoted to New Year's cards. And even that, because then right after New Year's, I got sick with COVID and our plans got all sorts of messed up and I wound up having to travel and do all this stuff and then really got them out like embarrassingly late. Embarrassing. But like I really like just letting go. So letting go this idea of that things have to show up the way that they did the year before
Right.
and or shooting on yourself, right? You're
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness, we're sending out these these New Year's cards like halfway through January. How embarrassing. But quite honestly, it's been kind of fun is that I've had people text me and go, oh, how fun, like where they feel like our card might have got lost in
Right.
the shuffle.
It's
And
true.
not to say that, but I've had people text me like, we just got your card, how cool, cute, blah, blah, blah. And that was kind of fun. But just giving myself the space and grace to not, it just was not happening this year. There was these certain pictures that I wanted to get to put on there, and it didn't happen in time. And the next thing you know, we're traveling cross country, and I was like, you know what? It's just going to be a New Year's card this year,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it may continue to be a New Year's card because half of our family doesn't celebrate Christmas anyway.
Mm.
So it's always been a season's greetings card, so as not to not to get too denominational about it.
Right.
So New Year's is a thing that
Yeah, that's
everybody's
perfect.
aware of.
It
So
affects everyone. It's definitely a new year.
yeah, exactly. We're all switching our calendars,
Yes.
right?
That's like having
Whether
a
you
Monday
celebrate, whether you
card. There
celebrate,
is a
yeah,
Monday.
whether there's a Monday, whether you celebrate that Monday or not,
Right.
makes no difference. It has
It has
happened.
happened. I like
It's
that.
happening. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I one other thing that happened this year was I really feel like I nailed groceries for Thanksgiving,
Oh, girl,
which I get
that
excited
sounds
about
great.
that. I get excited about
Hell
that.
yes.
Like
Hell
part
yes.
of our
Of
chats
course.
is realizing like how fun things like that can be. Like I feel like our
Mm-hmm.
culture has too narrow a definition of fun. We think fun equals like party or,
Mm-hmm.
eating out or going to a bar. And it's like, no, like doing what you say you're going to do and doing it well is really freaking fun for
And
me.
have it something that really aligns with what you love, right?
Yes.
Once with your priorities, and
Values and
values.
priorities. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've pretty much figured out that I plan for 2 grocery trips and one just in case trip. And so I do the first grocery trip. I do that on Sunday And then I do the second grocery trip on Monday. And
Mhm.
then if I have to, I can go on Tuesday. And that way, because Wednesday is just already too crazy, right? I don't even like going Tuesday, but Tuesday is like a just in case. So I have now figured out that I do my Sprouts order on Sunday because Sprouts is where I like to get the bulk of my stuff. And then the closest grocery store to me is Trader Joe's, and the next closest is Ralph's. But Trader Joe's is such a specialty place
Mhm.
that like if I absolutely need something, I'll get it on my second trip at Ralph's. And I didn't need to do a third trip this year. So that works out. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that again. Sunday Sprouts, Monday
Sunday
Ralph's,
sprouts.
right? Because
Mhm.
inevitably Sprouts is out of something, whatever it was. I think it was whipping
Oh, yeah.
cream. I think they
Mhm.
were out of whipping cream. So but I didn't have to do my Tuesday emergency trip. And so that was really exciting. And, just extra free time that I got to just do whatever with. So yeah, I've nailed the Thanksgiving shopping.
I love that. I love that.
And you
That's
know
really
what?
great. I love that you're saying that you're nailing it. That like you're like it is done.
Yeah.
Like yeah, you're crushing it. That's great. It always feels good when you can crush something like that, right?
Yeah, and to that end, I'm actually going to, as soon as we get off here, right into my November for 2024, Sprouts order and Ralph's shopping trip.
Right. Right. So that's a really good thing too. Something else to note is that she's gonna put that in her calendar now, right? So same thing with me. I know that it's that more than likely, unless life happens and things get pushed around, this holiday party is going to be the Sunday after Thanksgiving, right? So I put that in my calendar now, which means that I can also put in the calendar these, when I'm going to go to Costco and when I'm going to go to
Mm-hmm.
Trader Joe's and so forth, and even just, or maybe even just in my calendar, maybe a week and a half before or something, right in there, print out the party list,
Yes.
just so that I have it, on hand,
Yeah.
and so that it's ready to go. That's something I put in my calendar as well. In fact, I'm going to do that right now.
Yeah.
Right. So that seems like, why in the heck are you planning a shopping trip for November? Right. Like that's
And you know why
10
you're
months
doing it?
away. Right.
Because then it's done. Like you've thought about it. You
Right.
might as well do like I have this rule. I back up my computer anytime I think about it. It's like, well, maybe some people have a schedule around it. Great. Like once a month you back up your computer. I do it like when I think about it. Um, we call that we call it the 2 minute rule. Like if something's gonna take less than 2 minutes to do, then just do it. So you're gonna have to plan when to do that shopping trip at some point. You thought about it. It takes less than 2 minutes to do it. Just do it. And if you have our book, Rock Your Holidays, that is something that you could just write in there. We talk a lot in Rock Your Holidays about making the invisible work visible for many reasons. But part of it is so you're not holding it up in your head because you might think to myself, well, I have a Thanksgiving dinner and that's the only date you think about. You don't think about, well, what day am I going to do the shopping trips? What day am I going to send out invitations? What day? You don't think about that. And so you're holding that information up here in your head. And just like with a
Correct.
computer and open tabs, it's actually slowing down your thinking process. And when you take that information out of your head and write it down so you don't have to think about it, it frees your brain up to do more creative thinking. So free your brain up,
Right.
do yourself
A
that
free
favor.
And now, like, okay, so because I just sat down and wrote in my holiday party, right, which is something that is going to be this, usually was the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Guess what? It's Thanksgiving. I just found out that Thanksgiving's really late this year,
Oh.
whereas it was really early this past year. And so it was almost like there was a whole nother week of November this past year.
Mm-hmm.
And this year our holiday party is going to be on December 1st, which is the first time ever. It's usually like on the 28th or the
Mm-hmm.
27th or something. And that's also just something good to know about how the year is shaking up, because in that time of year too, there's a lot of birthdays in my family,
Yes.
anniversaries, a lot of things land around this time for us as well. So it's kind of good to figure out how that shakes out.
And the other thing that's cool too is that I'm going to write down when your party is now
Haha, yes.
because we missed it this
Yes.
year.
Yeah, but that's because we changed the date because of the way life unfolded.
Right. And we were traveling
Yeah.
but there are So we talk about, and we get into this into our course, but we have something called an important date card. And so this is the second party on my important date card, because there's one that happens around Halloween that we like to make, that we try to always make it. And so now I'm going to put this down on my important date card the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
So that
Yay,
I
thank
can,
you.
because we like to attend it. And so that way I can just kind of plan for it as we're doing our planning. It's already kind of in there as a placeholder. So
Awesome.
so there you have
Yes.
it. Holiday
There you have it.
post-mortem.
I know it feels weird. Why would you be playing this in January? But let me tell you, you just have it fresh in your mind. So use that freshness, you know. And what did you do this year that you're kind of like, ooh, we could skip that next year? That that come November, you might be
The
like, oh, we
company
should get those tickets
party.
again. Right, the company party. If you don't have to attend, if it doesn't mean anything, it's not going to politically advance your career, maybe you want to skip it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
That's just me.
I think, yeah, the days of like photocopying your butt on the copier, I think are over. So it may not be fun anymore.
I get my holiday party fixed by watching Die Hard.
Yes, it is a Christmas movie, people. Fight me. It is a Christmas movie. Yeah, but this has been super fun, and I've been waiting with my party pages for us to do this together, because I've had my notes, but I hadn't gone in and actually changed the document just yet until now, so that we could do
Natasha and I are gonna be like scribbling away as soon as we get off this. Like,
yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I have a few more things that I did not get to yet, but yeah, this is super fun. It's really helpful to do this kind of stuff. And so,
and if you're watching the recording of this, feel free to comment. We will get notified and we will answer it. And if you want to catch the audio only portion, go wherever you get your podcasts and look for the Harness the Power of Planning podcast. Subscribe and rate us. Woo, woo.
And like it and all those fun things. We'll see you back here next Thursday on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And have a great week. And if you're in the course, we'll see you on Saturday for day 2 of Harness the Power of Planning course. Bye.